We're now joined by James Ewington, Harrow Borough's top scorer and supporters player of the year from last season. James, welcome back. Pre-season, how's pre-season gone? You're kind of back in the groove already, scoring lots of goals?
Yeah, pre-season's been good. It's a funny one because as you get a bit older, you think it's potentially going to get tougher, but no, pre-season's been good. I still feel sharp. To be honest, I don't really feel like there's been any time off. We came back and it felt like it came around really, really quick. So yeah, it's been a good pre-season, been amongst the goals, which is always nice. But yeah, I think pre-season's there just to get fit and get used to, I guess, the new players that have come into the squad, and yeah, just get ready for the opening game.
I think as Steve said, and we did an interview with Steve after the game the other night against Chertsey, I think you'd agree that I think with respect to the other teams, Chertsey, well, obviously it's the only game we lost, and I think it was the toughest test out of pre-season. They nearly went up last year. Do you think the team needed that? And it was good to have a test, that real hard game, so close to the start of the season?
Yeah, 100%. I think I listened to Steve's interview and I think he's spot on. It'd have been good to play some teams, maybe the league above us or kind of around our level, but it is what it is, and the reasons that we were playing the teams were there for all to see. And look, I think if you pick one of the two, as Steve said, you'd rather play teams and you'd rather be winning because it gets you in that winning habit. And I think if you look at us last season, when we were really good and when we were strong, we went on that run of 16, 17 games unbeaten, whatever it was, and you just get into a groove. So I don't think, if you could pick one or the other, you'd pick winning games, but I think potentially you'd have liked a couple of harder tests, and I think Tuesday night for us was good, and it was probably the perfect time to be going into the game Saturday.
We've strengthened, I don't know whether you'll relieve this, because obviously last season, you may or may not say it, but there's obviously a big burden on you for, you've got goals-wise, 33 in all competitions, but we have, I think, significantly strengthened, Steve and the scouting, etc., and have brought a number of forward attacking players in, some that play right up top, some that play a little bit wider. So what do you make of how they've done in pre-season? Do you think there's numerous options for the team, different formations we can play?
Yeah, I think you're right. Last season was tough for a number of reasons. I think it's great that he's brought in these new options because it just gives us a bit of a different dynamic. I think the problem that we had last season, teams, I guess, knew how we were going to play, and I think that's both good and bad because I think sometimes I can kind of act as a bit of a decoy, and it gives players like George space and time to go and do their thing. But yeah, some of the boys that I've played with this season, pre-season, have been great. Obviously Montel's come in, done really, really well. Josh has come in and scored a lot of goals. Wes has come in. Obviously I'm yet to see and play with great, but that's one that I'm looking forward to playing with as well. So yeah, I think it'll give us some good options, and I think strength and depth is obviously where we needed to look at. So it's been good.
And those players that have come in will perhaps take the burden. Well, it could work both ways. Take the burden off you a little bit, but also you've got more players there that can possibly lay on a few more for you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think it works both ways. I mean, obviously, personal targets are always for me to try and score goals, but I don't really think I ever see it as a burden myself. I think I just want to come in and obviously my aim is to score, and scoring is what I like to do, and that makes me happy, kind of thing. But yeah, I don't personally see it as a burden, but it will certainly help with others being around, whether that's to get more goals themselves, lay on assists, whatever it is. I don't think it's ever a bad thing.
33, as we said, 33 in all competitions last season. You confident of pushing 35? I know, at one point last year we were, I think, but everyone was kind of like, well, don't know, yourself and supporters and that were kind of looking at the magic, the big 4-0. But
do you know what? If I'm being honest, I was disappointed to end on 33. I don't think I scored in the last 6 or 7 games, so I wasn't going to say that. I was quite disappointed. But yeah, look, I mean, my aim is always to score as many as possible. I think any centre forward will tell you, and it's I don't know if it's a striker thing, being a bit selfish, but I think for me, there's always an aim of how many league goals and kind of all competitions goals you want to get, and I think as close to 40 each season in all competitions is kind of what you aim for. Anything over 30 is a great season, let's be honest. So yeah, I think a slight bit of disappointment from me not getting any more last season, but yeah, we'll go again this year and see what happens.
James, thank you very much for your time. Fingers crossed, as you said, for another strong season for you and for the team as well. Good luck this season.
No, thank you.